and that is to serve the taller, stronger offensive player in Kerry Walsh.
These two teams have played 13 times this year. May and Walsh have won 11. That may sound like domination, and it is, but Wacholder and Youngs have won twice, and they beat them a week ago, or was it 2 weeks ago in Paris? So they do have some confidence off a recent win. And the first point to Youngs and Wacholder. Youngs in the red hat is 35 years old, out of Durango, Colorado. And Walsh puts it straight down. Elaine Youngs grew up with 4 brothers, born on Valentine's Day in 1970. Nice season, having a terrific year. Cool, calm, and collected Elaine Youngs. Now Rachel Wacholder's dug. Kerry Walsh snaps it through. Rachel Wacholder is 30 years old. She has 3 career wins. She got her first 2 a year ago with Kerry Walsh in a couple of international competitions. She has broken through. She's not just another pretty face. She is now a top 5 player on the AVP Tour. Nice up, Walsh. And the put away. As we always say, it's going to be up to Elaine Youngs to kind of try to neutralize Walsh at the net.
Yes, it is. Those are the 2 players who really dominate the net. But so far, we're actually seeing Kerry Walsh doing something unusual, and that's staying back and playing defense. And she's made 2 phenomenal defensive plays as a result.
Walsh has said her favorite part of her game is defense. She loves digging the ball, getting up, and then spanking one down. Wacholder. Rachel Wacholder told me about 30 minutes ago the best thing she likes about playing with Elaine Youngs is that she's a great setter. People don't realize how good Elaine Youngs, the hands are. She can shoot it out. She can back set. She's got some nice paws. 3-2 our score. Game 1. And Misty with the kill. Misty May, 27 years old. She has 47 career wins. She's tied with Liz Massakayan on the all-time list at 5th place, just past Linda Hanley, who had 46. So Misty May tied with the coach for Elaine Youngs and Rachel Wacholder. Something's got to give. And Wacholder pounds one through. Good start here in Huntington Beach, California. Our women's championship final. The gold medalists, May and Walsh, lead by 1. Welcome back to the Huntington Beach Open, presented by Bud Light. Big crowd on hand to watch Kerry Walsh and Misty May. They've been doing some traveling in the past few weeks, Karch. Detail. Well,
yes, they have. They not only want to dominate the AVP Tour, but they want to dominate the World Tour also. So they're playing every off weekend on the AVP. They go back to Europe. We saw them earlier go to Europe and then to Paris. And last weekend they were in Klagenfurt, Austria, racking up those frequent flyer miles. They've got plenty of miles to go on, plenty of vacation trips in the off-season.
So the mileage adding up for May and Walsh. AVP record 49-1, FIVB 26-1, and both losses to Wacholder and Youngs.
The second of those losses was of 2 weeks ago in Paris.
Kerry Walsh gets the serve, and Walsh thumps it through. Kerry Walsh, 26 years old. She has 44 career wins, 3 behind Misty May. She's 8th on the all-time list, 2 behind Linda Hanley. So Hanley behind May and ahead of Walsh, sandwiched in between. Wacholder pounds it out of bounds.
And you mentioned all those records, Chris. All those are going to be broken so badly because Walsh and May are so young. They have at least 2, maybe 3 Olympics ahead of them, and all these wins that they're racking up, they're going to set records that are never going to be surpassed, or at least not for many years, with being 2 such special athletes to come along at the same time and to play together.
Elaine Youngs gets the kill. A kill is a successful spike. In case you're wondering, Walsh and May lead 6-4. Misty, Rachel is there. Wacholder, a very quick defensive player. Misty digs back. And the ball bumped out of bounds. So a good block by Elaine Youngs. Now that's not a stuff block. It won't count as a roof or a stuff, but a controlled block.
Absolutely, but the one mistake that we saw in that play is Misty May struggling a little right here on this set. It went way back, so far backwards that Kerry Walsh had to bump it over. That's a very, you just don't see that kind of mistake out of May and Walsh very often, and that's why they're 49-1.
In case you're wondering, Wacholder and Youngs did play in Europe also, so they are a bit groggy in terms of the travel, the same kind of travel that May and Walsh have been experiencing. Quick set. And Walsh can't block that one down. It's off her hands point.
And that's what we talked about at the top of the show, is Rachel Wacholder needs to challenge that block. She's done it very well so far. Challenge the strong, tall block of Kerry Walsh, who is #1 on the tour in blocks.
6-6 our score. And they're serving Misty. Shank pass. Set's okay. Wacholder with a dig up 35 feet. And the put away. The bad set actually aiding the cause that time.
It sure did. It opened the court a little. Misty May didn't know which way to go. But you mentioned before about how Rachel Wacholder really isn't just a pretty face. I think I've underestimated, made a mistake in analyzing how good her game has been. It didn't give her enough of credit, I guess, because she played with Kerry Walsh last year, and Kerry Walsh picked up a couple of players and carried them to wins or almost wins. But Rachel is really playing the best volleyball of her career.
A 4-0 scoring run for Wacholder and Youngs. They have the lead at 7-6. Another dig for Wacholder. Nobody out. Good call by Youngs. 8-6. They change sides. The Nissan point leaders on Nissan car, a 1-year lease to each of the players that win. And it looks like May and Walsh have it locked up, or do they?
I think they're close, but these last few tournaments of the year are worth double or triple points. So these are very important tournaments to win the Nissan Points Championship. In fact, it was 2 years ago May and Walsh won it, and I think they both went for 350 Z's.
8-6. May.
Come on.
Wacholder runs it down. Youngs, chance for point. And she's got it. Solid play from Youngs and Wacholder.
Boy, they really have Misty May dialed in right now. They tried Kerry Walsh early, didn't get many points off her, but Rachel Wacholder is touching everything that's getting by Young's block.
Misty blocked, and Youngs into the net.
One thing Elaine Youngs did mention, Chris, was that in the last couple of tournaments they played overseas, they felt like Misty May wasn't hitting the ball very hard, that she was shooting the ball well, but she sees the defense so well that she's placing the ball in the perfect spots in the court, but not so far today.
Elaine Youngs snaps one through.
And that's a smart play by May and Walsh there to mix it up. They didn't get any points off of Rachel for the last 5-6 tries, and that's the time when you want to switch up your strategy and try the other player and get Rachel Wacholder out of her strong offensive rhythm.
Here's Elaine Youngs, 31 career wins, just over $800,000 in prize money. Good strong serve. Over the top. Youngs has got it. Oh, and she shoves Kerry Walsh to the sand. That's one of the first times I can remember on any kind of a joust play where Youngs has gotten the better of Walsh.
Well, my old coach at UCLA, Al Skates, used to say the low man wins or low woman wins the joust. Maybe Kerry was up a little too high on that play, and Elaine Youngs had more momentum going toward the net as she was able to push that one down. Great play.
Big shovability on that play as Walsh hits the deck. 11-7 here in game one. 8 out of 9 points scored by Youngs and Wacholder. Over the top, and Misty May pokes it through.
Well, that was just an incredible set by Kerry Walsh there on a poor pass, pushing it all the way up to the net, and Misty May breaking out the knuckler, we call it. You can't contact the ball with an open hand, but you can use a couple of knuckles and put it into the deep corner.
Nice up, Misty. And she puts it away. Misty May over the top.
Misty May returning the favor. Wacholder did that a few times to her earlier, and just lining up, and it's not a sharp angle shot. It's one that goes almost toward the back corner of the court, and she makes a perfect dig. The important part of that, once you get that dig, Kerry Walsh has to put it up close for May to put it away, and she saw the block went right over it.
11 serving Make that 9 serving 11. Walsh and May behind. Quick set outside. May gobbles it up. And Misty May kills another one. So May and Walsh, after a slow start, they gave up 8 out of 9 points. And now they've scored 3 in a row. AVP on NBC will continue. Wacholder and Youngs on top by 1. Cool and overcast here in Southern California this weekend. The Huntington Beach Open presented by Bud Light. Kerry Walsh and Misty May, Rachel Wacholder and Elaine Youngs in our women's championship final. Youngs and Wacholder off to a good start. They led at one point 11-7, then 3 in a row for Kerry and Misty, and now it's 12-11. What's been the 12-10, I should say? What's been the difference so far in the match, Karch?
Well, both teams have been playing great defense, but that last play, Rachel Wacholder did a nice job of not just hitting toward the corner.
Youngs, yes. Youngs has some heat on her spikes. Very tough to dig her, and she had an open net that time.
That reminded me of the play they won in Cincinnati. One of the rare times she got to hit on an open net right here, putting the ball away. That was the winning point also in Cincinnati when Kerry Walsh chose to drop off the net instead of stay to block.
Hit speed today, 42 miles an hour. Remember, the ball's coming from about 5 or 6 feet away. Unlike baseball, it's coming very, very quickly. And May goes over the top. Well, we should tell you that Misty May, in our semifinal, told our reporter Heather Cox that she had been bothered the last couple of days by some food poisoning. She says she doesn't think it's going to be a factor, but when you have food poisoning and it does affect you, that could be something we look for down the line here.
She might have gotten some bad Wiener Schnitzel over in Austria and then had to deal with that on the last of those 17,000 miles. But this being a cooler day today, I think will definitely help anybody who's feeling a little under the weather. That when this hot sun comes out, it just puts that much more challenge on the body.
Misty May, one of the toughest players in beach volleyball. She is a grinder. Learned from her father Butch, her mother Barbara, both superior players and athletes. Here's Misty, and Misty rising to the occasion.
That's the 3rd straight time that Misty May has come around behind Kerry Walsh and told Kerry Walsh, bump it behind you. I'm going to hit from the middle of the court. And it's the 3rd straight time that she's cranked the sharp angle. Elaine Youngs needs to make an adjustment and take that ball away as a blocker.
14-12. Passes back. Wacholder. Another terrific set in the cut shot in front of Misty May. That cut shot may be important today.
Very much so, because with Elaine Youngs making such a great set there, the thing that Wacholder is going to be more effective at is mixing her tempos and mixing locations. If she just hits hard to the deep corner every time, Misty May is going to be all over that ball, gobble it up. But when she takes some heat off of it and just drops it in front, that's going to open other things up later.
15-12. Wacholder Youngs.
Another back set.
And the put away there. Now Rachel Wacholder, she has been the poster girl for the AVP in recent years, despite medium play. And you can see she is a very attractive young woman. I had a chance to ask her today if it's nice to finally get recognition for your volleyball skills. And she said, yes, it's really nice. You know, for a long time, people didn't pay attention to my volleyball skills. And you can see why. But now she's winning, and she's very grateful, interestingly, to Kerry Walsh, who gave her the first chance. Last year, she finally got to play with a great player. She proved she's good.
And her biggest worry was, is this going to be my only shot, or was that it with Kerry? But she got to hook up with Elaine Youngs this year and really show the talent that she has. And I think she's clearly the vastly most improved player on the AVP Women's Tour this year.
Walsh opened the door, and now she's teaming with Elaine Youngs. Wacholder says she wants to get to the Olympics if she can in Beijing. And if this year was an Olympic year, they'd be the #2 team for the United States, and they would be going.
Instead of gold and bronze, they could easily get gold and silver the way both teams are playing right now. In fact, just last weekend, we showed you that graphic traveling all over the world. They got 1st and 2nd in Austria and dominated the rest of the world, handled all the great Brazilian teams easily.
16-14, Youngs and Wacholder continuing to lead. Nobody except Kerry Walsh. Youngs And Youngs pounds it down. She doesn't look afraid of Carrie Walsh at all.
No, and she shouldn't be the way she's playing. She's really strong offensively so far this year, and feels a lot of confidence after that win in Cincinnati. And Elaine Youngs has talked about how she's having the most fun in her career. Easy pass here for her. Challenges the block inside.
A 3-point advantage for Youngs and Wacholder. Remember, the first 2 games are to 21, so they're closing in now.
Another back set for May.
And she is reached. It landed right on the line. Youngs gets the block.
And finally, the 5th time Elaine Youngs took that away. You don't want to let a player hit 5 times in a row hard to the same location, but the thing, it's almost a bit of a chess game. Elaine Youngs was able to lure her hitting it into the block once again. As a player, I would be thinking, God, is she going to let me hit that ball a 5th time? Well, all right, I'll give it a try, and that one didn't work.
Youngs off to a good start statistically, and a 4-point advantage.
Now staying in front.
And Misty socks one cross court. So Misty May trying to find her rhythm after a couple of difficult weeks of travel. Dane Selznick had mentioned in an earlier match that they haven't practiced all that much.
No, before the last tournament in Hermosa Beach, they had 1 practice in about 4.5 weeks, and very few. There's really almost no opportunity to practice when they're traveling back and forth from Europe.
18-15. Wacholder, Youngs, and Youngs out jumps Walsh. Wow, Youngs is springy today, Karts. That's 2 joust wins for EY.
Well, she feels like she's playing. She said it earlier today. That's probably the best volleyball of her career. It really helps to have a strong offensive partner in Rachel Wacholder. And she feels, and she's actually lost about 5 pounds. We were noticing she's just in great shape, probably even better than she was going into Athens, and feels like she's jumping higher and playing great volleyball. She said last year that she said, Karch, if I'm still playing after age 35, you probably just ought to come out and shoot me. But now she's saying Rachel is helping her extend her career, and she could see playing a number of years beyond this.
Maybe. Misty May hits it out. So Misty May clearly struggling. Wacholder and Youngs have elevated their game, and Wacholder and Youngs have their first game point. Crowd is alive. Pressure now on the gold medalist, Misty May.
We'll see if Misty May goes for that back bump set that she had success with earlier.
That's also a lot more work to do that. That's kind of a longer trail to circle out every time. We'll see. 20-15, Youngs to serve. Youngs has got it. And she puts it away. Elaine Youngs. Help me, Rhonda.
Wow, what an athletic play by Youngs when she got blocked to go so high above the net and get down on the ground and then cover ground laterally. You'll see it here in a minute. After she makes this block up in the air, she's going to try to put it away right here. Gets blocked, and look at how she gets down and get one hand on that ball, and then went in a fiddle, hit deep middle, and she cranked it down the middle for the game.
Elaine Youngs putting an exclamation point on game 1. Youngs and Wacholder dominate the Olympic champions. We'll see how the gold medalists respond after this.
I'll tell you what we need. We need some energy right now. Hey, you breaking out your jump serve? No? You want to keep floating? Okay. I'm just saying we need to pick ourselves up, kind of change the speed. Okay.
May and Walsh lose game 1. Let's go down to the sand. Heather Cox with Elaine Youngs.
And I'm joined by the only team that seems to know how to beat the #1 team in the world. What do you know that nobody else does?
Hey, we're having fun today. I mean, this is fun. How can you beat it? This is a great crowd. You know, they're a tough team, but we've had some good matches against them. We're confident. So we just want to show everybody out here in Huntington Beach what we're made of, and we just want to pull it out. They're going to come back really mad in this game, so we're prepared for it.
How do you carry the momentum into game 2?
We just keep having fun and swinging at the ball. We're taking them out of their game by hitting, not just shooting the ball. So we're going to keep keeping up the aggressive mindset.
Impressive game 1 by both of you.
Elaine Youngs, unbelievably good in game 1. Controlling the net, won a couple of jousts with Carrie Walsh, hitting the ball hard.
Go get it again. Right here. Get it deep.
As you said, Chris, you rarely see her winning winning on those joust plays against Kerry Walsh, because Kerry Walsh has a couple inches on her height-wise, but Elaine Young's seemingly jumping higher than she has in a couple of years, and just great shape, playing phenomenal volleyball.
Start of game 2, best 2 out of 3 game match. Young's hit the nail on the head. May and Walsh are going to be steaming after that thumping. They got smoked in game 1, 21-15.
When you do see them lose, it's usually 22-20, 23-21, but that was a thumping, and they're going to come back hard. Elaine Young said it just a moment ago. She's expecting them to up their game a lot.
Go, Kerry, Kerry, Kerry.
Nice tip. So Elaine Wacholder taps it through.
Again, another a nice change of pace there by Wacholder to keep Misty May honest on defense. If she hits hard to the angle every time, May's going to be dug in for it, but mixing in that soft shot over the line is going to open the rest of the court up.
Youngs, Wacholder. Rachel's there. Off the net, tough chance, and May can't get there. So Rachel Wacholder continues her fine play, 11 kills. You said at the top of the show in the Aquafina strategy session that Rachel Wacholder would have to be steady, and she has been.
And she really has, and that's what's made this team even better and capable of beating Walsh and May, where Holly McPeak, Elaine Young's former partner and partner in winning a bronze medal, they didn't seem to have quite the same offensive skills. Holly had to run a different kind of offense, and Elaine Young feels much better being able to set the ball to Rachel Wacholder and rely on her strong offense.
Misty May pounds one cross court. Misty May, the 2004 Olympic gold medalist. She was a 2000 Olympian, finished 5th with Holly McPeak, and an injury-plagued Olympics. Now Kerry Walsh jump serve. 2-2, game 2. Wacholder drills it. Misty May with the dig. May another dig. Rachel's there. Long rally. Who can put it away? Wacholder does. Wacholder told me earlier today that nobody paid attention to her career before now. Well, they're paying attention now.
And they have to. Both May and especially Wacholder in this rally making great defensive plays and finally getting, at the end of this, the great set close to the net. Rachel coming around behind for the first time. Digging that deep middle. And Wacholder getting it back. And what was unusual about the end of that play was Misty May went for that soft line shot that opened up the angle for Wacholder to put down.
Youngs misses the serve. The ball back to May and Walsh. Walsh and May in finals. They've won 42 of 50, 84% as a team. Karchka for his career, if you're wondering, 72% in finals. Not too bad.
I'm actually surprised that Walsh and May are only at 84%.
Youngs.
Being 49-1 this year, they're 98% winning percentage.
That's kind of buffed them up, hasn't it?
That's going to work.
Wacholder and Youngs continue their good play. Huntington Beach, California. Our Bud Light tournament summary. Both of these teams had to get by McPeak and Kessie to get into the final. It wasn't easy. McPeak and Kessie played very well this weekend. Yesterday, EY and Rachel had their hands full. And earlier this morning, Walsh and May grinding it out. 3 outstanding teams on the AVP Tour Women's Division.
McPeak and Kessie pushed Wacholder and Youngs to the limit, going 3 games, losing just by 2 in the last, and then pushed May and Walsh to the limit. They were up 19-18 in the first game of that semifinal before losing two close games.
Rachel Wacholder with a serve. She's got the dig. Walsh, yes. Kerry Walsh, great range. She was really encouraged with her semifinal play. She told me earlier in the 10th that they really scored a lot of points in the semifinal, able to block a lot of balls and dig a lot of balls.
Scoring points on your serve is definitely a big key to putting pressure on the opponents. That means because a team has the advantage when receiving serve, not when serving the ball. When the ball is in your hands on offense, you're in much better shape.
Youngs is just teeing off at the net. She has 10 kills, all of them impressive. So a former basketball star at UCLA, Elaine Youngs, set to put the ball in play. 5-4 our score, and the serve missed. I believe that's 2 in a row for Youngs.
Well, the thing we talked about at the top of the show, they feel like they have to serve really tough, and missing 1 or 2 here and there is not going to worry them tremendously because they're playing great shape. They won the first game and 5-all in the second.
Bad pass by Wacholder. And Wacholder on about an 8-foot back set hits it straight down. Wow. Well done.
That was Kerry Walsh, like hitting the ball down so well from off the net. And the best thing about this, any digger has to drop into the middle of the court a little, like Kerry Walsh did there. But knowing that, a hitter can adjust and hit it, even if it's not that hard, hitting it back toward the line is always going to be open when the blocker drops off.
Yeah, that's a winner virtually any time you hit that ball. Here's Misty. And Youngs up late, trying to come out of nowhere, and Youngs.
And that was interesting on that play because Youngs and Wacholder were both taking the angle. Youngs was blocking the angle, Wacholder was digging the angle. We call that doubling up, and still Misty May put the ball away.
And on 2 is Elaine Youngs, the play that makes Karch Karai hair stand on end when he sees on 2.
And did you see her laugh and point right up at me? that was great. If she mixes it in very carefully, and that was the first one of this match so far, really chooses her spots, she's going to be successful on that. If she does it consistently, it's going to be almost impossible to put those down on May and Walsh.
Elaine Youngs playing superbly. 7-6 they lead. Wacholder with a dig, and Wacholder puts another one away. Rachel Wacholder, 7th year on tour, and she has come into her own. Elaine Youngs doing everything she needs to at the net, bombing away. Youngs and Wacholder lead 8-6. Back in Huntington Beach, California, where the defending Olympic gold medalists are in trouble. That's right. Misty May and Kerry Walsh lost game 1, got hammered 21-15. They trail here in game 2, 8-6. What's been the problem, Karch Karai, for the gold medalists?
Well, Misty May hasn't been quite as strong offensively as she always is. In fact, for the last 2 years, teams have been serving at her and losing every time. Finally, teams decided to switch it to Kerry Walsh a little and having a tiny bit more success. But I think probably the effects of some of that food poisoning are taking its toll on Misty May and getting blocked a couple of times, getting dug, and not getting a ball like that up that she usually gets.
How good has Rachel Wacholder gotten? Well, I asked her this week about her sponsorship. She said, I just signed a new deal with Liftoff this weekend, so they're a new sponsor. I've got two meetings next week, and so she has become a hot property on the AVP Tour. And who wouldn't want to have her?
Well, the big thing is these 2 teams are now playing in every final.
Yes.
And when you're on television, you can get your sponsors a lot of exposure. That's particularly the case with May and Walsh, who have been on every minute of every women's broadcast this year on the AVP. But now that Youngs and Wacholder are on, they're in hot demand too because the sponsors know they'll be on those shows.
Wacholder taps it over the top.
And there's another great shot by Wacholder. When you mix in those soft shots, it keeps the great defense of Misty May off balance. She's not going to be able to tell whether the next hit that Wacholder has is going to come hard or soft to a different part of the court.
Elaine Youngs to serve. 10-8, her team on top. After Misty again. And Misty powers one through.
And that is May's bread and butter. One of her favorite shots is cranking that angle. Either Wacholder has to get over there farther to play the ball, which then opens up a different part of the court, or Elaine Youngs has to reach farther to her right as a blocker.
Our stat man, Mike Sondheimer, tells us that Rachel Wacholder is hitting a percentage of .727. That's kills minus errors divided by attempts. Wacholder has been spectacular.
Good. Yeah.
And another loop shot over Misty May. So May is in tight, expecting the hit. And Wacholder making it look like a hit, but then giving it the loop.
Giving it the what they call the jumbo shrimp, rainbow to the corner, and that was the second time that Mays missed that one. Very uncharacteristic of her, but Wacholder doing a great job again of mixing up tempos and locations on her hits. It's kind of like a pitcher can't get away with only the fastball in baseball.
11-9. And Walsh going on 2, and she hit it out. The upset is brewing here in Huntington Beach. Youngs and Wacholder leading. Huntington Beach, Elaine Youngs and Rachel Wacholder winning game 1, leading here in game 2. Let's go down to the sand. Heather Cox with Elaine Young for a beach peek.
And up 13-9 behind a very explosive all-around game by Elaine Youngs. Let's take a look at your explosiveness at the net. What do you see?
All right, let's see here. Rachel makes a great set on this play, and I've got a lot of line. Carrie seems to do that to me, give me line, and I just made a good play. This one, I give Rachel a tight set. She makes a great cover. And again, I'm a big athletic player, and Carrie's also, so I was lucky enough to get it over her. This one, what do you say? I mean, I just hit it hard and hit it fast, and Rachel again made a great set. But this is fun out here. I'm having a good time.
Elaine Young's definitely taking advantage of the matchup with Carrie Walsh, guys.
And she is certainly not tortured by doubt today. I'm big and athletic, and what can you say about that hit? That was just going too fast.
You got to have opinions, as maybe she's got a future in commentary, commentating on herself that time.
So here we go, folks. Elaine Young's digging in. Misty May and Carrie Walsh behind 13-9, 3 in a row. Youngs has it. Flaps it up. Walsh whips it on 1. So Carrie Walsh and Misty May, what do they have to do? What can they do to respond?
Well, Walsh has 0 blocks so far, and they have to put more pressure on Wacholder and Youngs. Rachel Wacholder has made only 1 unforced error in this whole match. Those are phenomenally low numbers. So Carrie Walsh really has to take over and carry Misty May, because Misty doesn't seem to be quite herself today with the food poisoning. Something's got to give, and Carrie's got to make it happen here.
And that's the start. Walsh jams it down. 13-11.
It's kind of like when you watch Mike Lambert with his many partners. When he starts making those blocks at the net, that's when his partner can pick things up and play better defense. First block of the day, getting off the schneid on blocks for Carrie Walsh.
Short serve. Wacholder cuts. Beautiful. Rachel Wacholder with the cut shot. And the 14th point. Karai and Lambert, by the way, congratulations on your big win yesterday. Sensational.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That was a serve that you saw us using a lot, but the women don't use it much, and that is a very short serve by Walsh. Created a great scoring opportunity, but Rachel Wacholder responded with a great cut shot.
Misty May receives her 28th straight serve. Wacholder's got it. And the shot is just out. Wait, there's going to be an argument here. And the first referee, that is Rebecca Karstensen, saying it was on the line. And I think I saw a line jump. The crowd doesn't like it.
Yeah. And Dan's got it too. Both of them had it down. I saw it hit the line.
So the bounces, the breaks that the gold medalists usually get, not happening today.
Well, on this play, it's almost like May is in front of, when she lays her left hand down there, she blocks the vision of the far linesman who's trying to make the call. So the referee actually had a better,
I think that was good,
line on that, and it did look like it hit the line. So that was the right call. Plus the second referee also called it in.
15-11, Youngs and Wacholder. Misty. It's just roofed. Elaine Youngs with their 3rd block today.
And I think that's the way you want to play Misty May. Try to take away her favorite shot, the hard angle hit a lot, as a blocker, and make her hit the line more.
Now 16-11. That's a huge lead in a 21-point game. Rally score.
And Elaine Youngs did a great job. Jumped way to her right, about 3 feet, to take away that sharp angle shot. See if she takes that same shot again or tries to take the line this time.
Misty lobs. It's good.
And that's what May is so good at, is seeing the court. She saw the open, saw Wacholder come to the line, hit the deep angle.
May Walsh in big trouble now, trailing by 4.
Sport is sport.
Back at the Huntington Beach Open presented by Bud Light today, MetLife is navigating the skies of California to provide aerial coverage of the AVP Huntington Beach Open. The final match, look to the skies for the MetLife Blips and Plain as they team up with NBC throughout the Nissan Championship Series. Wacholder and Youngs doing a number on Kerry Walsh and Misty May. Dane Selznick, their coach, is wired up. Dane, what's going on out there?
They're playing a very good game. They're very aggressive. They're hitting everything. They're moving it around. EY has keyed in on Misty's hitting right now. Misty's struggling getting her feet to the ball and seeing the defense right now. So we're trying to adjust that to make things better.
Wacholder lobs one on the line.
It's tough defending a shot like that. You know, I mean, she's hitting the lines.
Dane, this is Karch. If Kerry Walsh has got to try and pick it up a little and get some energy and carry Misty a bit at this point with Misty struggling, what does she have to do different?
Well, I mentioned to Kerry that she can't run it too fast on the setting and think of a play on two.
Wacholder, Youngs is there, and Youngs sets it down on Walsh.
Obviously, this game looks like it's kind of out of reach right now unless we can pick it up offensively because, hey, they're playing, in my mind, the best game of their life right now.
They certainly are.
So it's, you know, 6 points behind at 18 is a tough comeback.
All right, Dane, earn your money as a coach. Figure out a way. We'll get back to you. Dane Selznick, his team in trouble now. And the tap by Walsh, so make it 18-13. This is either going to be a big blowout for Youngs and Wacholder or one of the great comebacks of all time.
Well, really, Youngs and Wacholder just have to think, all right, the next 3 serves we receive, let's do what we've been doing all game, and we can put this out of reach.
That set, Youngs over the top, yes. This is the first match that I've ever seen where Elaine Youngs has outplayed Kerry Walsh by a decisive margin.
And it has been since last year that Walsh and May lost 2 straight, but Misty May was hurt with an abdominal injury. It's been actually since July of 2002 since they've lost without an injury 2 straight. And that was to McPeak and Youngs, who probably outplayed.
Rachel Wacholder powders one. May has it. Off the net. Oh my gosh. Youngs. Misty's got it. Misty nobody up, and she finally puts it away. Wow.
Well, Youngs has got to be feeling she came up with the best defensive play of her tournament right now later in this rally. Even though they didn't win, they've got to be thinking, God, everything's going so great for us. Watch Youngs come up with this dig right here into the net. Even with May struggling a little, it's tough to back off on her. She is such a strong offensive player. Leaving her an open net, a net with no blocker, she's going to win most of those battles.
Up to Kerry Walsh now, only 1 block on the day. Wacholder. Youngs for point number 20. And she tips it down. Elaine Youngs is jacked up. Dane Selznick said it right. This is the match of their lives right here. Elaine Youngs and Rachel Wacholder. Have championship point. Looking for the 3rd win against May Walsh this year. Misty. Cross court, yes. You can't afford a letdown. You have to keep playing hard now. Wacholder and Youngs. Youngs, I think she thought maybe it was a timeout or something.
As you talked about, Chris, it would have to be a huge letdown for them to win because now they have the advantage. Receiving serve, being on offense, they should be able to put this ball away. 2nd
championship point for Elaine Youngs and Rachel Wacholder. This could be it right here. Youngs on 2. She hit it out. I'll tell you what, if I'm Walsh and May, I'm serving Youngs the rest of this little segment here. She looks like she's so jacked up. She may be like overhyped. 20-16. Could it happen? We'll see. Walsh to serve. They go to Wacholder. Wacholder for the win. And they've got it. Youngs and Wacholder have upset May and Walsh here in Huntington Beach.
And Young's making the smart decision that play and going back to what worked for them so well. Rachel Wacholder nearly perfect on offense, only one unforced error. Give Rachel the ball, let her put that away. And what a match Wacholder and Youngs played.
Elaine Youngs is giddy, as is her partner Rachel Wacholder. The most dominating performance against the Olympic champions that we've seen, well, maybe ever. 21-15, 21-16, 2 games to none.
Hey, I want to say hi to Durango. Love you guys. Everyone out there.
Hi to Durango. Everybody in Durango, Colorado jumping up and down.
Here's their bread and butter. Great pass from Wacholder and the hand set from Youngs. And this play actually ended with the net call right there. Kerry Walsh trying to do something extra to make something happen for their team, with Misty May struggling a little today.
So Youngs and Wacholder flawless. Once again, the last sweep in Manhattan Beach on June 6th of last year. Davis and Jordan, and jumping for joy, Wacholder and Youngs, establishing themselves